Now let's check out the complete collection of Marvel Legends series Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse collectibles. Holy freaking moly! Inspired by Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, 6-inch scale Cyborg Spider-Woman looks freaking insane with an amazing sculpt and excellent paint. Part Spider-Woman, part machine, Cyborg Spider-Woman is intimidating, and she's jam-packed with premium details. Check out her amazing suit, that massive, slick-looking arm cannon. However, on the back, it looks like they cut some corners with the paint on her spider webbing. Let's take a look at the articulation. She has full head rotation, up and down head movement, as well as head pivot. Her cannon arm features full rotation but limited swivel action. The cannon, spikes, and barrel spin. Her left arm swivel is not as limited. She has elbow and wrist movement. In the waist area, she can rotate, tilt left and right, and there's limited backward and forward movement. Her legs move forward and out. There's knee and ankle movement. With true-to-film look, here's 6-inch scale Miles Morales in his full glory. Love all the artistic touches and texturized look. Stylish. Love how Hasbro included the unmasked Miles Morales head, as well as swappable whip hands. Miles' head sculpt looks fantastic. The sculpt and paint are amazing. Man, take a look at those red spider logos on the front and back of his suit. Awesome sauce. Although I'm not exactly sure why they have blue paint in areas. I really hate that neckline. It messes with the overall aesthetics. Surprisingly, he looks super thin compared to past figures. Let's talk articulation. Miles has full head rotation, some head pivot, and his head moves up and down. He has full arm rotation, elbow and wrist movement. He can do an ab crunch, but it looks jacked up when going to the extremes. He spins at the waist, but it's not smooth. His legs move forward and backward. He also has thigh, knee, and ankle movement. Take a look at 6-inch scale Spider-Man 2099, inspired by Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Hasbro designers nailed his signature look with an amazing sculpt and paint. Check out his face. That sick-looking transparent cape, he looks freaking immaculate. He comes with an extra pair of hands with some nice details. Let's take a look at articulation. He has full head rotation, up and down head movement, as well as head pivot. He has full arm rotation and outward swivel. There's also bicep rotation, elbow and wrist movement. He can do an ab crunch both forward and backward. He has waist rotation, leg, thigh, knee, and ankle movement. With his big body and small feet, you may have balancing issues with certain poses. Other than a few minor gripes, this figure is just pure awesome sauce. And for me at least, the best of all the Spider-Man. Inspired by Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, 6-inch scale Spider-Punk, the British punk Spider-Man looks badass. Digging all the premium details, the spiked head, neck collar, studded punk bracelets, detailed jacket, and those styling bright red boots with blue laces. They've even faithfully recreated his guitar. How cool. Sadly, he only includes one whip hand. The sculpt and paint are amazing, but there's some paint lacking on his bracelets, and his arms and legs are a bit thin. Let's check out his articulation. Spider-Punk has full head rotation, up and down head movement, and some head pivot. His arms have full rotation as well as outward swivel. There's also bicep rotation. He has elbow and wrist movement. Although he has the ab crunch, it looks ridiculously bad on this figure at the extremes. He rotates at the waist. His leg moves forward and backward. He has thigh, knee, boot, and ankle movement. While there are shortcomings, I appreciate all the fun poses this articulation allows for. Featuring deco inspired by Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, 6-inch scale The Spot is arguably one of the best Marvel Legends in a while. I love his swaggy sculpt. He appears to be movie accurate with lots of nice details in his head, black spots all over his body, and great paintwork capturing the essence of the character from the movie. As for accessories, we have Miles poking his head and hand out of the Spot's portals. Miles' headpiece looks fantastic. He also includes an extra pair of hands. Let's talk articulation. He has full head rotation, up and down head movement, and there's a bit of head pivot. He has full arm rotation, and they swivel out. There's also bicep rotation, elbow, and wrist movement. His upper body tilts left and right, rotates, and moves forward and backward. His leg moves forward and slightly backward. There's thigh, knee, and ankle movement. Inspired by entertainment, 6-inch scale Spider-Gwen sports premium details and articulation. Love all the details. With awesome details in her hands and forearms, and teal chucks. I love how they've included not only swappable hands, but also an alternate mashed head accessory. Let's check out her articulation. She has full head rotation, down head movement, but not up. Her arms have full rotation, as well as outward swivel. She has bicep, elbow, and wrist movement. Her upper body tilts left and right and moves backward and slightly forward. Her legs move forward, but not really backward. She has thigh, knee, and ankle movement. Inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 6-inch scale, Peter B. Parker accurately captures his likeness from the movie. Cool spider logos on the front and back, sculpted abs, gray sweatpants, and he's barefoot. He includes an extra pair of interchangeable flip hands for some web slinging fun. Really wish it came with an unmasked Peter Parker head and complete Spidey suit. Let's talk articulation. He has full head articulation, up and down movement, and some head pivot. His arms have full rotation and swivel outward. He has bicep, elbow, and wrist movement. His upper body rotates and somewhat moves forward and backward. He has some waist rotation, tilt left and right at the waist, and forward and backward movement. His legs move forward and slightly backward. He also has thigh, knee, and ankle movement. 6-inch scale Jessica Drew is a modern Spider-Woman juggling crime fighting and impending motherhood. Love the sculpt, paint, and attention to detail. She's got on a headband, cool shades, bright red lipstick, and matching boots. A pair of alternate fisted hands is included. Let's take a look at articulation. She can rotate her head, move her head down, but not up. She has some head pivot. Her arms have full rotation and swivel outward. There's bicep, elbow, and wrist movement. She rotates at the waist. Her legs go forward but outward. There's thigh, knee, and ankle movement. Surprisingly, there's no boot rotation. With her big hair, it can take some work to get her to balance in certain poses. Fuck, I love this collection. What's your favorite collectible, figure, or pop from this collection?